Hi, I'm Ben, here with my friend Dom, and as A-Push students who have a final project, for some reason, we have decided to share our opinions on what the College Board would have us cover based on the events from 2010 to 2023. These are obviously decisive and still fresh, so please bear with us as we try to be as unbiased as possible. Also, our project outline is in the description, so leave a comment on how we did.
In around February 2020, COVID-19 was unleashed upon the world. Originating in China, it led to lockdowns, political clashes, great suffering, and death across America and the world. Key points of this was political unrest, mistrust, and radicalization. Also, remote work becomes common, effects seen long after. Themes, politics, and power led to debates over whether federal government could lock the whole nation down and whether it was moral to do so to prevent the spread of the illness. Led to further conservative mistrust of the government and more disdain for the deep state and bureaucracy. Growth of conservatism as well as polarization. This is a continuity as conservatives continue to dislike groups such as the CDC and oppose federal power and overreach.
After George Floyd's death at the hands of police, protests and riots broke out across America. These led to calls for the defunding of police, as well as more reparations to Black Americans, and also led to reflecting upon America's past sins. There was, however, a strong backlash from conservatives that led to political and even violent clashes. All in all, some change was made in left-wing cities and states, but overall little change occurred. Key points: radicalization and polarization of young Americans, reflection on America's past racism, and little gained. Themes: American culture led to strong anti-police culture, a cab to fund the police, as well as unity among the left against perceived institutionalized white supremacy. It also further worsened race relations and increased left-right divide. Overall, though, this was a continuity as race relations continued to worsen in the same ways based off the same events of, racism at the hands of police. Theme 2, politics and power, led to some change at the state level and local level, such as abolishment of cash bail, changing of state flags, and some other things. This was a change as lots of laws were changed in ways never seen before in the United States, and overall changes were massive.
So from 2020 to 21, far-left semi-militant group Antifa and far-right semi-militant group the Proud Boys clashed in Portland, Oregon. Protests and counter-protests occurred several times and violence, including paintball fights, destruction of vehicles, fistfights, and even the murder of a member of a Proud Boys supporter. This is the first true violence between far-right and far-left groups in America. Politics and power led to more militarization of political parties and increased polarization. Also, change in openness and action of these extreme groups.
The 2020 election was surrounded by events previously mentioned, COVID and BLM. President Donald Trump faced off against Democrat challenger Joe Biden. It was a close election and led to a victory by Joe Biden. However, Republicans accuse election interference due to mass mail-in voting for the first time and the closeness of some states, such as Georgia. These accusations led to a Trump rally in D.C. on January 6, 2021, leading to the rally moving from the White House to the Capitol building, with a riot breaking out and some protesters being led into the Capitol while others used force to get in. It ultimately became a major left-wing talking point for years to come. Key points: further mistrust in election system, further political polarization. Themes: politics and power. Helped continue to divide the political parties and continue to upheave political norms. This was a continuity as it keeps getting worse over time. Theme 2, U.S. culture, led to further cultural changes around your political party. Conservative culture of waving U.S. and Trump flags, as well as gun culture and patriotism. Liberal culture of waving pride flags, influencing change through protests, etc. Both had been previously seen and are therefore continuities. However, they were brought further into the norm in the 2020 election.
After 20 years or so of having an active military presence, the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan in August 2022. Very shortly after, the Taliban, who the U.S. had been fighting for 20 years, returned to power. This led to the U.S. being seen as vulnerable on the world stage and led to the Russian invasion of Ukraine and potentially the increased terrorism in the MENA region. Another result was the permanent decline in the U.S. President Joe Biden's approval ratings. America in the world led to U.S. being less involved and seen as weak. Change. As before, U.S. had larger presence in Afghanistan and world feared the U.S. Politics and power helped weaken the Democratic Party's popularity in the U.S. and also helped Trump's resurgence. Change, as potentially ruined the previously popular Biden administration's re-elected chances.
All right, guys, thank you for watching. We tried our best here and hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other ideas or some feedback, please feel free to leave it below. Thank you.